Hello everyone, welcome back to Fire Emblem Three Houses Black Eagles, and now we are doing the Sword and Shield of Seros, which should technically be the Bow and Shield of Seros, because Shamir doesn't exactly use swords. So yeah, this is Shamir and Alois' paralogue. The whole thing is about them, defending, like a port or a town from pirates, so to speak. And, it's very much a your typical mercenary mission and stuff like that. Or in this case, knights, security, it's security protocol, if you will. But it's the paralogue itself, story-wise, is pretty standard. Just, defend the town, get some banter between these two, see how the two opposite personalities interact, and so on. But in terms of design, I really like this chapter. Because it does some of my favorite things about Three Houses or Fire Emblem in general, which I'll get more into when we get there. But, this is whole just, this is just like typical mercenary business. Oh look, mercenaries attacking, because again, this isn't really big up. Again, I like how a lot of the paralogues are personal. They literally have no major bearing on the story. They're literally like, oh yeah, you can do this, but nothing, like, again, if you skip it, nothing in the grand scheme of things is going to be affected. Like, Ingrid stuff, you could ignore that. Sylvain, you could ignore that. Sophis, well, you could ignore that. Which, I've heard mixed things about the paralogue in terms of, because apparently the paralogues do hide key information about characters behind them. Which, to be fair, that's kind of the point of the paralogue. But at the same time, I can understand why they might be upset, because it's optional, yet the information is key. I mean, I think Sophis and Sylvain is probably like the most key. And again, I had no idea Dorothy and Ingrid were friends, so that too. I mean, maybe Shamir's one that's coming up with the live stream later, so we'll have to wait and see. I mean, I like that the paralogues do give you that information and give you all that substance, but at the same time, when you hide key emphasis on key information behind an optional, that's not good. If it's like additional, interesting information, go right ahead. Key's a problem. So anyway, yeah, so we're going to be thinking about... So yeah, this is quite a big map. It's a defense mission, well, defense route mission, if you will. Or defeat the boss in this case. And it's very much a case of stop the enemy from getting in to the port and, just defeat them all. Pretty simple, but the main thing to do is that because the map is big, the key thing is to split the armies up and take them off in different directions. But because the map is also it's big, but it's also quite cornered off, so there's lots of choke points for you to take advantage of and ways for you to work around the enemy. And also you get bonus points for stopping them, because they'll probably enter the village, but if you stop them from attacking or defeat the boss before they can even get close or do any damage, you get bonuses for it. So obviously you can play it safe, but you also play it more aggressive if you want those bonuses, and so on. And that's what really interesting about the chapter. And again, it does one of the things that I love about Fire Emblem Three Houses in general. It makes the whole team involved. This is not the type of map that you're designed to solo. You're supposed to deploy as many people as possible to get rid of as many enemies and stop them from getting in. You really, really want to, just get through, really, really clear up as many people as possible as quick of time as possible. And I really, really like that. I like that Three Houses does make, well, aside from the fact that its unit balancing is really good, and there goes level up, I really do like the fact that it makes, it makes you use everyone. And I love when Fire Emblem games do that, because again, that's the whole point of having a team. That's why I play these games. I like to use everyone. Now, unfortunately, Bernie's not fast enough to double. So, we've got to go with Edelgard. She probably, yeah. Lance, I doubt it. Yeah, she can, but yeah. Oh, poor little Bernie. If only I didn't have thingy HP. And speaking of which, I have heard Bernadetta works really well as a warrior or brigand, which I can see, because the warrior thing will give her a really high HP threshold and more attack. But combined with that, Bernadetta will be able to activate her ability because of the high HP. She'll get hit, activate her ability, and be more than happy to just go nuts on those people. So that should be very interesting. So yeah, I think I either just stay or tweeze again. I don't know. Yeah, I think I just stay, because again, if I get hit twice, I'm dead. Because Bernie is quite frail, but that's a soul. Yeah, no, I'm gonna attack it. Yeah, attack it from here, just in case. Because if he tries to counterattack, I have close counter if I remember correctly. Yeah, support boost. Still not enough, unfortunately. Oh, it is a crying shame. Again, when you just need that little bit extra damage. Again, I was hoping for a crest to activate, but again, Bernie doesn't like activating crests. No, I don't like crests. Ah! Yeah. But again, this character really does make you think on your feet, think long term and short term. You know, it's just really awesome chapter, to be honest. I really like it.
To work.
It's just really good. And again, in terms of enemy types unit types I feel you should bring, ideally you'll probably want to go with, you know, good defense. You definitely want good defense so that you can tank the hits. But at the same time, I do recommend magic users and bow users to deal with the wyverns, because they made wyverns threatening again. And good, you know, healers. Oh my god, have healers on standby. Like, in this case, I've got 2, so you know. Yeah.
Stay focused.
Should be able to get him with a bow. Yeah, get that guy. Yeah, get that guy off. Oh, there we go. Again, oh god, Byleth and the crits. But yeah, so I really love how involved this chapter is. It was one of the most, not taxing, it's challenging, don't get me wrong, it's definitely challenging, but I don't think it's like too much. It's not a case of, oh shit, like I have no chance, or this is way too much. It's just a case of, again, Free Houses does this so well. It knows how to make the enemies difficult, but also at the same time it knows how to make the make you strong enough to deal with them. You and your enemies are on pretty much the same level of power. Like, the enemies can fuck you over if you're not careful, but you can just easily fuck them over if they screw up. And I absolutely love it. It's so good about Free Houses. In the end, I love finding games that do that, where the difficulty feels right, where it feels like, you know, I can fight these enemies. I won't feel like it's a joke, but I'm not ever going to feel like, oh shit, I can't handle anything. It's too much. Again, it's just so good, and I love Free Houses for doing that. And yeah, so, sorry. Yeah, and again, Free Houses does another thing that we haven't seen in a while. They made wyverns a legit terrifying threat again, because, well, wyverns in Fire Emblem are always some of the harder enemies varying. Like, yeah, obviously, they have their weaknesses, naturally. Bow and magic. They don't like bow and magic, but everything else there, and sometimes they're not the fastest units in the world, but generally bow and magic is, you know, their Achilles heel. So, but for the most part, like, FP7, they're not particularly hard because they're slow as shit. And that's, again, FP7 enemies being slow. Granted, the whole double damage thing means that you can't just, like, destroy them with bows. And most bow units aren't very good anyway, unless you're like Wrath and come in with a Brave Bow. But, and then Sacred Stones, I don't even remember if there were that many. No, there were with an enemy Sacred Stones, but again, the numbers were pathetic. Absolutely pathetic. Path of Radiance, they weren't too bad, but by the time you reached them, you were... Because then you didn't start fighting wyverns until you got to Dain, and even then, that wasn't until, like, chapter... Yeah, you really didn't start fighting wyverns until, like, chapter 20, I believe. And by then, you're more than powerful enough. You know, Path of Radiance is a pretty easy game. So, yeah, that... in that case, yeah. What was it? Radiant Dawn, okay, wyverns are threatening in Radiant Dawn, but that's more so the class is just stupidly overpowered. And even then, like, or most of the, and again, whenever you, like, the first time you fight wyverns, Ha's there, so that's no big deal. Get it, oh, nice level up, Casper. Wyverns are a threat, but also at the same time in Radiant Dawn, you, like, whenever they're featured, you can just, you know, you're strong, you've got the Girl Mercenaries to deal with them. Like, again, if you had the fucking Dawn Brigade deal with wyverns, oh my god, no. You have Dawn Brigade deal with Pegasus Knights. Thankfully.
As expected.
And then, well, Shadow Dragon, it's been so long so I don't remember how threatening wyverns were in that game. I honestly god don't remember. Awakening, wyverns weren't... Do you even fight that many wyverns in Awakening? That's the thing, I don't even believe you... Oh yeah, you did. Early on you fought wyverns. But Crom could easily deal with them, and... Oh yeah, they're in the town. Yeah. Crom could deal with them. Yeah, we're going to spend this about talking about wyverns, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah, but Crom could deal with them, and you had Rickon and Muriel, and even Robin, just to, you know, use Elwyn to destroy them. Fates, again, they were bulky, but because it was Birthright, they weren't that hard. I mean, yeah, and stuff like that. Because it also was a case of the speed. Like, the Hoshina units were so fast, you literally just ran in with, like, either a good magic user, like Orochi, or, well... Alright, a potent magic user like Orochi or Sakura if she chose the magic class. Or you used like Hammer down! There goes Edelgard. Or you use like Takumi and Setsuna, because as bad as the unit Setsuna is, speed is not a problem for her. She's got a good speed, growth and so on. and she usually just ends up with good speed, so even with that, she'll just destroy the Wyverns. So again, they weren't very threatening, and Echoes doesn't have them. It has those dragon things, but not Wyverns. And now Three Houses comes in, it's like, oh shit, Wyverns are a threat, because they're fast, but unless your unit's really slow, they won't double you. But unless your unit's really fast, you won't double them either. And their attack stat is monstrous, so it's like legit, like, oh shit, this is gonna hurt. Because never have I seen Wyverns been so threatening since Binding Blade Hard Mode, where they join with there's like 21 strength at the start. Oh boy! I mean, again, there are ways around Wyverns and Binding Blade, but because Binding Blade is such a difficult and limiting early game, it can be very, 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 very tedious to deal with them. Because the easiest way to deal with Wyverns in Binding Blade is, nice dodge, is, well, naturally, either magic or bows. But here's the problem with magic and bows and Binding Blade. Well, magic in the sense of, like, the best magic users you get, like Cecilia and Nemi, they don't come until much later. By then your units will probably be strong enough and you have enough units to deal with the thing. You'll have Milady at that point, you have your own Wyvern. Here's the crit. So, yeah. But beforehand, the only mage you have is Hugh. Hugh comes later. And Lou's perfectly fine, don't get me wrong, he's a perfectly fine unit to use. But, again, unless he's got really lucky, he probably will not be fast enough to double them. If he could double them, then he could take a lot of HP, but even then, his magical damage just isn't enough to kill them. Lou could definitely really bring them down. Don't get me wrong, he can bring them down something fierce, but he can't really kill them. And then in terms of bow units, you've got Walt, who probably won't be doubling, and even then, strength stat is just not that good, so he probably won't do much damage. Dorothy, who's she joins later, and she's just kind of there. Oh, poor Mercedes. Hey, don't do that. And Sue, who, while fast, has joined the chapter later. So unless you went out of your way to really train her, chances are, chances are she won't double them and she could barely hurt them. So again, it's the bow units are stacked against you. And again, your best bet after that is trying to use axes, and axe utility in Binding Blade is not exactly ideal because axes, for the love of everything, nice dodge, can't hit for shit in Binding Blade unless you have a really, really good skill or luck stat. I don't know, And then after that, best bet is again you just use say, I'm trying to think, nice. You say, oh God, Marcus with his Silver Lance, yeah, or Zealot when he joins. So yeah, obviously Wyverns haven't been a huge threat for a while. So I like the Three Houses is no, Wyverns are actually terrifying. Look at that, 24. I dodged, but still, Wyverns are terrifying. See, so is it? Oh. Yeah, it's only 24 damage, so he's still got 9 left. No, but yeah, he's got 11, yeah. Sorry. See that, even with 4 hits, not enough to kill him. Thank God Pegasus Knights can use bows. So again, I like that Three Houses made Wyverns once again threatening, and it also applies to you because Wyverns are, powerful. Oh, for God's sake.
Nerf this!
Overkill much? Crit, crest, and critical. CCC, if you will. Crit, crest, and critical. I'll take the extra magic. Yeah. So yeah, bow users really help here in magic users and so on, yeah. So, yeah. And I'm glad that Fire Emblem Three Houses made bow units a lot more viable. Not Echoes, because you have to, again, they have their, until they get until they get Curve Shot and their, close counter. Well, Curve Shot can help initially, but oh, for God's sake, man, she really doesn't like Wyverns. But until you get close counter, bow users have their problems, and this Footlock is still a problem. Wait, is Footlocked a problem? Yeah, well, Footlocked is a problem in this game, but at the same time, Footlocked is kind of, it starts as the norm. It's not like most fighting games, you have a Cavalier and a Paladin starting out. No, Footlocked is the norm in Three Houses for a while, so you kind of get used to it. And for the most part, the chapter's designed around it, unless chapter 5, in which case, fuck that thing. But, yeah. Oh God, sorry, I'm thinking. Yeah, so once they have close counter, they just become a lot more viable. And again, I don't know if it's just me or I'm just lucky with the bow users, but it seems like bows hurt a lot more. Maybe their just base might is better. I don't know. Either way, no, I'm in town again. Either way, bow units, yeah. And plus, they get abilities that increase their range, so they're not just 1 to 2. They can go 1 to 3. They can go 1 to 4. They can go, well, not 1 to, 1 to because of close counters. Yeah, they can reach very far, bow users, and I like it. I like that bows. Again, they take a bit of investment, but they become extremely potent. You know what? Bows are like Pegasus Knights. They take a bit, but they get there. They get there. And once they do get there, they're extremely, yeah. Again, this thing about free houses, half the time I don't even feel the need to hold the A button because the game flows nicely. So props to free houses for doing that. And again, this paralog is just so much fun. Thinking on my feet. Oh yeah, I forgot to mention, great enemy variety. Brawlers, Myrmidons, Brigands, Axe users, and stuff like that. Wyverns. Yeah, no magic users, or little to none, so yeah, it's the only thing. And yeah, I'm like that free houses isn't scared to like have a lot of varied enemies, because I have noticed that, like, again, even early game, it's like, yeah, we'll throw magic users at you, whereas most fighting games, unless it's like, say, unless it's like Fates, no, not even Fates, again, unless it's, for the most part, fighting games, they don't really like throwing the exotic enemies at you until much later. And that includes even mages, so I'm glad that free houses are like, no, we're going to throw some decent enemies at you, and a good variety of them. Again, enemy variety, this game has unit balancing, enemy variety, this game's got it, and difficulty. I think free houses does all three of these spectacularly. I think it gets them just right. Is it perfect? No, but it gets them very well done. And there goes play. If only map design, it's kind of a between low and mid tier. It's not like Echoes. It's like, again, it's kind of like, Birthright kind of in terms of map design, because yeah, these maps are great, don't get me wrong, but then you've got other ones and most of them are just kind of not to mention when you do like, again, the skirmish missions, it just recycles a lot of them or slightly changes ones that are already there. Nice dodge. But yeah, I like, if free houses can fix this map, like if Fire Emblem can really maybe like go back to, say, because obviously like with free houses, I reckon they would just focus so much on taking big steps forward that the map design probably wasn't a big, focus for them. They wanted to focus on the characters, they wanted to focus on the narrative, they wanted to focus on the new mechanics. The map design was kind of a, I'm going to say, secondary thing for them, probably. I'm just grasping at straws. So naturally, no, there comes a woman. That can take a backseat. I don't have a problem with that taking a backseat, considering all the good the game does. Hold up. Sorry. Been a long day, ladies and gentlemen. But, so yeah. So if because again, with Conquest, well, even though Fates was implementing a lot more, it's kind of just building on the foundation of Awakening. And so Conquest, they probably had a lot more time dedicated to focusing on the map design, because God knows they didn't focus on the story or writing. But yeah, so, like, again, if they went back to that, again, I think it's the same with the Shadow Dragon, the DS Fire Emblem games, because a lot of them are just kind of like, from what I've heard, they didn't really do much to add to the original game's script. Wait, I swear he dodges this, and then I call bullshit. I'm pretty sure he dodges this. I just showed this off because it's bullshit. Yeah. What the actual fuck? I showed it off because it's stupid. Like, yeah, there goes the capture.
Nerf this!
Oh man, all these Overwatch stuff. It doesn't help that I'm kind of just, I can't help but still play Overwatch these days. I went for that period of not playing again. You know what? Well, to be fair, Overwatch, and I find this with games I play. Yeah, right. Multiplayer games I find myself playing frequently, like, again, either where it's Smash, Monster Hunter, TF2, Overwatch, ones that involve that type of online community or facing players type thing. I find that I'll do great for a bit, then go through a phase of sucking and hating the game, take a break for it for a month, come back, and suddenly I'm doing fantastic again. I did that with Overwatch, and it's working out wonders for me. I did it with Smash 4, I did it with TF2, and it always works. What about Smash Ultimate? Well, that online sucks anyway, so I don't play it online. Such a shame. Oh, man. Smash Ultimate, man. It is essentially the best Smash game for many reasons, but at the same time, I'm just like, oh, the stuff that it doesn't do well really hurts me. But what are you going to do? In terms of being a fighting game, it is the best. In terms of being an actual fighting game, it's undoubtedly the best. Most balanced, best mechanics, best roster. There's no two ways about it. I will never say, oh no, Free Houses is not a good as a fighting game. Not Free Houses. Oh, Smash Ultimate. It's, I don't like it as a Smash fighting game. It's like, no, I love it as a Smash fighting game. I just don't like the online and the single player. And that's, when you don't have people to play with, or like, when I'm not with my siblings, that's all I can rely on. And when that sucks, I have no reason to really play it. Because I remember one time, I think it was when I did one of the Smash, like I took a break from Smash Streams for a bit, and then I came back and did one. I did a bit of training against the AI. Here goes the critical again. And honest to God, because it was, again, because it was like, oh, it was just typical Smash mode, and because there was like no online latency issues, I was having so much fun.
Nerf this!
Obviously, it didn't last forever. Now, again, I can't face the AI all the time. But I was like, oh wow, this is so much fun playing as all these characters, learning techniques. It's like, this is great. But I'm not going to take this online because the online's a piece of shit. And it's not just me, because again, I've seen this for loads of people. My brother has the same problem. I've seen people on the internet have the same problem. Free House Online does unfortunately kind of suck. And they go flame. Which is a shame. And again, well, I saw Maximilian's video on it, and I know why, because of the weird netcode type thing where they want to make an in-house one, even though it sucks. Just use the Killer Instinct rollback netcode, because it's better. Oh yeah, I think this is the end of the chapter. So yeah, that was quick. But yeah, I mean, you know, it is what it is. And even then, Nintendo never been the best of online. But the thing that hurts me most is that Smash Wii U did it better. It wasn't perfect, but it did it better. Nice level up.
One step at a time.
Again, the attack stat. Is that? Yeah, that's the end.
That's over with. They were a lot more trouble than I expected.
Yeah, well, yeah, at least we had, yeah.
Here's your reward.
Again, that guy looks bored out of his mind. Hey, got the large bullion. Excellent. And a Seraphro. Excellent. Excellent. So yeah, that was a great chapter. And we spent all this time talking about dragons and Smash. Ridley much? But yeah, like, again, if I'm ever with siblings, I'll gladly play Smash, you know, local with them, or with friends, and I'll happily. It's just don't like playing it online. If the online was better, I mean, granted, the lack of single player still bugs me, but if the online was better, it would definitely help. I would, again, if the single player was better, like, not even best single player, because Melee still holds that award just for the adventure mode alone, because it's so good. But if it was better, like, World of Light is fine, it's perfectly fine, but oh my god, it's literally a one and done thing. Because here's the thing with, like, other Smash games. I've gone back to Master and Crazy Orders because I like doing Master and Crazy Orders because it's actually stuff to unlock. Yeah, I've, you know, well, and stuff like that. The Classic mode is second best in Smash 4, but even in Classic mode, well, that's another thing with free houses. There's nothing to collect. That's another reason I like to play Classic mode, Master Orders, Subspace, Adventure, All-Star. Collecting stuff. Like, again, I'll even go through Smash Tour if it means I can collect stuff. Smash Ultimate has the spirits, and there were. I'm sorry. Again, because I got all the music. I got the music, so, you know, I was trying to get music, and now I have the music. Now what? Trophies and so on, they were just custom moves. They were so much fun to unlock. It was great. Even if I didn't use the custom moves, just the feeling of achievement of getting them. But Smash Ultimate, the fucking is, you know, because here's the thing: once you have your set spirits, there's no need to swap out. Like, again, some of the spirits I have is like I have them. I'm never, again, I have Father Boulder as like my defense one. I don't ever swap them out. I think it's like either. I think it's Maria Renard Adult as my green one. I don't swap out. I have, who's my red one? Shit, who is Maria? I think it's like Gino. Again, it's been so long. I think it's like Gino or something. I can't remember. But even then, he's my red one. I don't ever swap him out. Anyway, go back to the Fiery Houses. So, yeah, the relationship between Alois and Shamir is funny because Alois is obviously very upbeat, jokey, and knight-type character. Obviously all about chivalry and so on. Whereas Shamir is kind of a dour mercenary. She just cares about getting paid. She doesn't really have a quote-unquote code of honor. Obviously, she's not a scumbag. It's just, again, Alois is all about that code of honor and so on. And very, you know, very flamboyant. Well, not flamboyant, but very, you know, in his own world and inspiring. Shamir is like, yeah, whatever. And again, they bounce off each other nicely. Obviously, they don't hate each other. They just, you know, obviously Alois like, come on, Shamir, you should be a bit more optimistic. And Shamir's like, yeah, I haven't got time for that.
Cut from the same cloth.
I mean, I don't plan to ramble about other games for ages. It's just, you know, Smash just happened to come up. And again, I still have plenty to talk about with 3 hours, and that's really, really good. I'm just gonna take a sip.
Did I not mention that? How thoughtless! What an embarrassing gaffe!
Yeah, he does kind of very much remind me of a stereotypical super chivalrous knight. But again, he's not annoying, and I'll give, you know, thank God for 3 houses for not making him annoying, because Alois could have easily been one of the most annoying characters ever. But thankfully, they avoid that. He's kind of like a silly Kieran, if you will.
He made me his squire.
If that's possible. Apparently it is. Well, we'll have to just wait. Yeah, well, yeah. But oh boy. I wonder what else they're going to do with Free Houses DLC. I wonder how long they're going to support this game because, you know, again, I wonder if they're going to introduce maybe some additional modes, maybe some additional maps, maybe some new paralogs. So maybe they'll add a paralog between more characters, like again, like let's say they'll give you certain things, like if you unlock, or like you know, like say if you recruit a certain character by this point in this new patch, you can unlock this paralog for them, or maybe get oh better yet, why not maybe they get some personal weapons or stuff like that, or yeah, again, I don't know, who knows. Or maybe give characters who don't have hidden latent arts. Like I know some people don't have this, you know, the latent arts and staffing, but some do. Why not give like patch in so all of them have them? So again, it adds to maybe some of their skills, some of their utility, and some of the different classes they can run and how well they benefit from it. Because again, I would have loved to see, like, say, again, I don't know off the top of my head who does and doesn't have a hidden talent. Like, let's say Shamir had a hidden talent in swords, and she learned like a really good sword attack from it. Or let's say, I don't know, again, I'm trying to think, because again, I don't remember who off the top of my head does and doesn't have hidden talents, so yeah, I can't really say, because like, let's say, ooh, what if like Flame had a hidden talent in this? Like, she already has a hidden talent. Oh, yeah, I can't remember, yeah. But obviously, again, more a lot of the Professor characters are more discovering about you, which I think is fine, because obviously, you know, the kids want to learn about themselves and stuff like that. And they're like, you know, they're the kids, they're young, and they're the main characters you're going to focus on, you know, stuff like that. So naturally, yeah, Bernie and Ferdinand, I love those two. Just so thing, and they're slightly motivated. Yeah, everyone's slightly motivated. And wow, we learned a lot of shit.
Hope this is good for something.
Dexterity, yeah, cool.
Oh, I see now.
Get to the units, Bane of Monsters, excellent.
I'm getting it.
And Swordbreaker, because fuck you. So anyway, that's the end of that chapter. So next time, I can't remember exactly what it is we're doing, but I'm pretty sure it's the Battle of the Eagle and Lion, and it's going to be an interesting fight, seeing the blue lions, the black eagles, and the golden deer clash against each other, and oh boy, Edelgard's going to have a field day. It's like, I have come for blood, bitches! Until then, thank you all very much for watching. We'll see you next time. Take care, and have a wonderful day.